Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a first impressions on the new Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation and Pressed Powder. I got this buy one get one 50% off at Walgreens, and I purchased the shade Natural Beige in both the foundation and in the pressed powder. I feel like this might be a little bit dark for me and look lighter in the store. So the only thing I've done is my brows, and I was debating whether I should do this with a primer or not, since it's supposed to be matte and poreless kind of thing. But I decided that I am going to do half of my face with the primer and the other half without, just to see how the foundation applies and how it lasts. And yeah, so I'm gonna use the Smashbox Photo Finish Pore Minimizing primer. This is oil free. This is the newest one that they came out with. It feels so weird to just prime half of my face. I feel weird. It does not come with a pump, which sucks. I have to find, if I do love it, I have to find a pump that would be great for it. So I'm just gonna pour some out into my hand, and I'm gonna take my Makeup Geek foundation stippling brush to apply this. So this is half of my face. This half has no foundation and this half has a foundation, but this half has no primer. So then I don't know if you guys can tell, but I feel like it did a pretty good job. It didn't completely blur out and fill in all my pores. I do see my face looking a little bit more flawless, and I really like it. It sets in super fast. So this is definitely a foundation that you want to work quickly with. When you first apply it, it blends in really easily. The color doesn't seem to change or oxidize or anything like that. I think the match is pretty on. I don't know, I don't feel like you can tell the difference in shade that much, so I didn't do that bad of a job. But at least with this brush, it applied really nicely. It blended really quickly into the skin, and it set really fast. It feels like I have nothing on. It feels very smooth, very velvety. I really like this so far. So this is just one layer. Okay, so as you guys can see, it did a pretty good job at like lightly covering all my little redness. It's not like an immediate bam full coverage. I do feel like it is buildable though, because of how like lightweight it feels. It's crazy. So I normally leave my skin like this. I don't really do 2 layers of foundation, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to add a second layer. I just want to see how this builds up, if it gets cakey. I honestly do feel like the side that had the primer was just a little bit smoother. I don't know, it applied the same, it blended nicely. It's just that the skin, the actual skin, looks a little bit more flawless on this side. I think I feel like it looked really nice without a primer as well. Now I don't know if it's going to last without a primer. So as of lately, my face has been like really dry in this area, and I don't see it like grabbing onto any dry patches there. I feel like with the second layer, you were definitely able to build more coverage, and you were definitely able to build it without the face looking super mega cakey. So overall, I really like this foundation. I really like the way it feels. And I do think that the shade that I got is just a little bit more appropriate for me for the summer, but I feel like if I just do one layer, it could work. So if you're unsure of your shade, maybe if you get a shade that's just a little bit off, you could definitely like make it work if you use a light layer of it, if you're not really that into full crazy coverage. Overall, I really like this foundation. I really like the way it feels. It's not tacky, it's crazy. I don't really find this to be a completely matte foundation. I do see that on both sides I am not dewy, but it looks kind of like natural skin. I feel like this is more of a satin finish, not completely matte, maybe like a satin natural finish. But to try to mattify the face, let's use this pressed powder. Actually, before I do this, I'm actually going to conceal my under eyes. I'm using my LA Girl Pro Conceal, and it's in Classic Ivory. I'm just going to take my Real Techniques contour brush, and I'm going to blend that in. To set my under eyes, I'm going to use the same brush, but now we're going to try the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Natural Beige. Oh, and one thing I didn't do is I didn't read what it claims to do. Sorry about that. This claims to mattify and refine pores, matches natural tone, which I think it does a pretty good job of. Again, I think I got mine a little bit dark. Natural seamless finish, and yeah, that's it. You guys know how much I love my regular Fit Me, but for the sake of the video, let's try this, and I want to see if it doesn't like cake up under the eye. So the powder definitely does not look cakey under the eye. I feel like it did a really nice job at setting, and it mattified it, but it didn't make it look like, I don't know, really dry. And then for the rest of my face, I'm going to use the same powder with my e.l.f. Kabuki brush, and I'm just going to pat this all over my face to set it. I feel like the powder feels very lightweight on the skin. I feel like it sets it without making the skin look like overly powdered or cakey or anything. I feel like it mattifies the skin, but it doesn't completely dull out the skin. I feel like it looks really pretty. So far, I'm really loving both of these products very much. I like them a lot. So yeah, guys, I'm going to do the rest of my makeup. I'm actually going to be filming a tutorial with my Too Faced and my Sweet Chocolate Bar, and I'll be back. Hey guys, so I am just checking back in. It is 9:38 right now. Actually 9:40. And I am looking really, really oily. Like super oily. I would definitely have to use a mattifying primer with this the next time that I use it, because it does look super oily. And it is nighttime. I really haven't gone anywhere. I've been home editing, and it's just, I don't know. So what I am going to do is just a touch up, because it looks insane. And I'm just gonna touch up and see how the powder touches up over like the oils and stuff. I would normally like blot my oils. I feel like that's the best thing to do, and then I would powder my face. But just for the sake of the video and to see how the foundation works, I am not going to do that. So let me pull you guys in a little bit closer. Come to me. Okay, I think that way you guys can see how it looks pretty oily. I mean, yeah, it looks pretty oily. Like, I'm really oily right here and right here, which is my T-zone. It's where I get the worst. So I'm just going to use the same brush and pat it on. So I find that the powder applied really nicely over the foundation. I don't feel like it made it look cakey or dry, or like it enhanced anything negative on the face. I really do feel like the foundation kind of just went right back to looking how it looked when I first applied it. Not as perfect, but it does look pretty good. So far I've had the foundation on for 4 hours, and I generally tend to get oily really fast. My face is really oily. For certain foundations, I end up finding that I need to use mattifying primers. I do really like the foundation overall, but again, I am a little oily. I'll be back. Hey guys, so this is the final check-in of the night. It is 12:51 in the morning. I'm ready to take this makeup off and go to sleep. I've had such a long day. I'm so tired. I had this foundation on for 7 hours. The foundation is still on and it is a little oily, but I don't think it's as oily as my last check-in, like before my touch-up. I feel like the touch-up really helped, but I can tell that it is a little bit oily. It's nothing crazy, it's nothing that I can't blot away. The foundation didn't really set into any of my lines, and my blush and my bronzer, it's all still there pretty well. Like it didn't, sometimes I feel like with foundation, once your oil starts to seep through, it kind of just starts to like break apart and get like muddy. But I don't feel like it's that bad considering the fact that I've had this on for 7 hours. I definitely wouldn't call this like a super long-lasting, no touch-ups type of foundation. You definitely have to touch up if you have oily skin. Overall, I definitely think that for the price, this foundation is totally worth it. I paid $8 for this foundation, which is pretty inexpensive considering how expensive most drugstore foundations have gotten. I think that I like it. There are other foundations that I have that are more mattifying or like more of a matte finish. But for the price and for how nice it feels, I feel like it is a good foundation, and I feel like I need to go to sleep. That's what I feel. I feel like the coverage is wonderful. It builds really nicely. The way it sets so quickly is like none other. That like I've never tried a foundation that sets that fast, and it's just really smooth and velvety. So I definitely think that it is worth the try. Like, just try it out. I'm gonna continue to attempt to use this, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So it's been a week since I have been using the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. This is the matte and poreless, and initially when I did the first impressions, I think that I used the wrong primer because it did make me pretty oily, and I also have the wrong shade. So I went out and picked up the right shade, and this is in 120 Classic Ivory. I did want to give you guys like an updated thoughts, opinions, and review on this product because I feel like sometimes first impressions are a little bit, they can be a little tricky because the first time you try a product isn't always like the day you fall in love with it. So I don't know, I really wanted to give it a try because I was just curious to see how it would work with other primers. Now I've been using my Too Faced Hangover RX as kind of like a moisturizer. It's really, really good at moisturizing my skin, and it sets really quickly. And the two primers that I feel like worked the best with this product, if you have oily skin. If you don't have oily skin, you probably don't need any of this. You can go with any primer and it should stick onto your face pretty well. But if you do have oily skin, this is what worked best for me. Yes, they are pricier products, but I feel like sometimes for oily skin, you kind of have to splurge a little if you really want products to stay and look their best throughout the day. These two primers are the only primers that I could use with this foundation, and literally the makeup lasted all day, like all day. And when it did start to fade away, it faded really like nicely. It wasn't patchy or like it didn't crack or sink into any fine lines. It looked really, really nice. I'm actually wearing that foundation today, and the way I'm wearing it today is with, first I use my Hangover RX, then I put this primer on, and then I put on the foundation, and it is just, oh my god, I love it. This is, I don't know, but I might have to say so far, just for this week, from what I have been experiencing with this foundation, is that this is probably one of my favorite foundations from the drugstore, like period. Like I think I like it more, oh my god, I think I like it more than my L'Oreal True Match. I don't know, I love it. I feel like the coverage is really good. It keeps me pretty matte most of the day. I just really, really love it. It's super inexpensive, and I really feel like it's a good foundation. It hasn't broken me out. It's just, I love it. Love it. And then with the powder, I went and I got this, like the matching powder, and this is in the 120 Classic Ivory. And again, this is the more yellow one of all the ones that they had, but I really, really like this powder to set my foundation because it's really light and it's really creamy and buttery. And I really, really like that. I like the way it sits on top of this foundation. I don't feel like it gets cakey at all. So after like a week, literally, I use this foundation and powder every single day for a week. Since I did the first impression, this is the only two things that I wore. I just changed up the primers that I was using, and honestly I am absolutely in love with these two products. This one is just I love it, and this is a setting powder that I will definitely continue to repurchase. I love it. I don't know, I feel like you guys should go and try it. It's very inexpensive. That pretty much does it for this video. I just really feel like the way I'm gonna do my first impressions is like that. I'm gonna do a first impressions, and then I'm gonna do like a week update and let you guys know how I feel about the product after I've tried it in many different ways. So overall, this product is like super mega thumbs up from me. I love it, and I really recommend it. It's really nice on the skin. If you have dry skin, I don't know if you're gonna like this product. You would really have to use a really moisturizing primer, but if not, this is bomb. Super bomb. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed this type of first impression slash review update kind of thing. Please subscribe if you have not. It means the world to me whenever I have a new subscriber. Like this video if you like these type of videos on my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.